My CEO said I had no future in the field. Within a month, I launched the startup that destroyed him. Jeffrey Ashford said it at 3:17 p.m. on a Friday, in the executive conference room, with the entire C-suite watching. He said it loud enough that people passing in the hallway could hear, through the glass walls. You have no future in this field, Nathan. Not here, not anywhere. You lack the vision, the strategic thinking, the leadership qualities necessary for success in enterprise software. I was sitting across from him at that polished walnut table, 34 years old, wearing a shirt I'd ironed that morning. I thought this meeting was about the promotion I'd been promised for 6 months. My laptop was open in front of me, showing the product roadmap I'd spent 8 weeks building, the strategy that would take our company from 32 million in annual recurring revenue to over 90 million within 18 months. Jeffrey was 61, silver-haired, wearing a suit that cost more than most people's monthly rent. He was smiling the way you smile at a child who doesn't understand why they can't have dessert before dinner. The CTO was staring at his phone. The CFO was taking notes. The VP of sales was nodding along, like Jeffrey had just delivered profound wisdom instead of a calculated character assassination. I closed my laptop, stood up, said the only thing that felt appropriate. You'll regret this. Then I walked out of that conference room, took the elevator down 18 floors, walked out of the building that housed Velocity Core Systems, and started planning the company that would bury them all. I'd been director of product strategy at Velocity Core for 3 years and 2 months. Before that, 4 years at Oracle working on cloud infrastructure. Before that, 2 years at a startup that got acquired by Salesforce for $86 million. I was good at what I did, understanding what enterprise customers actually needed versus what they said they needed, then building products that solved real problems. Velocity Core made workflow automation software for Fortune 500 companies. Jeffrey had hired me specifically to fix their problem, to modernize the product, make it competitive again. He'd promised me equity, a VP title within 2 years, creative control over product direction. He'd delivered on exactly none of those promises, but he had given me 3 years to understand every aspect of the business, every customer pain point, every technical limitation, every strategic opportunity. That knowledge was about to become extremely valuable, just not to him. The warning signs had started appearing about 4 months before, small inconsistencies that I'd noticed but rationalized away. Jeffrey had started scheduling strategy meetings without inviting me, even though product strategy was literally my job title. He'd begun asking detailed questions about my work, taking extensive notes, requesting documentation for everything I was planning. Just want to make sure the board understands our direction, he'd said. They're very focused on execution details these days. I'd believed him. Then I'd started noticing my ideas showing up in company presentations, with someone else's name attached. The multi-tenant architecture redesign I'd proposed in January appeared in a March board deck as CTO's modernization initiative. The customer segmentation strategy I'd developed appeared in an April sales meeting as executive team's new market approach. The pricing model restructuring I'd spent 6 weeks building appeared in a May investor update as leadership's strategic pivot. The real revelation had come on a Wednesday evening in late June, 3 weeks before the conference room meeting. I'd been working late, finishing a competitive analysis document Jeffrey had requested for the next morning. I'd seen light under his office door at 8:43 p.m. Jeffrey never worked late. He had a standing rule. He left the office by 6 p.m. unless there was an emergency. I'd never seen him violate that rule in 3 years. I'd walked past his door on my way to the bathroom, heard voices, Jeffrey and someone else, talking in low tones. The door was closed but not latched properly. Sound carried through the gap. Nathan's product roadmap is solid, Jeffrey had been saying. Once we implement it, we'll see the revenue growth the board wants, but we can't have him around to claim credit for it. The other voice had been the CTO, a man named Douglas Kramer. What about the non-compete? If we fire him, he could go to a competitor. The non-compete is ironclad, Jeffrey replied. 18 months. Can't work in workflow automation. Can't solicit our customers. Can't use any of our technical approaches. By the time he's free to compete, we'll have implemented his strategy, captured the market. He'll be obsolete. I stood frozen in that hallway, my hand still on the bathroom door handle, my brain trying to process what I'd just heard. That's when I realized they were planning to erase me. Full story is linked below or on my channel.